I was a manager at Urban Kai. I kind of oversaw, we have 3 shop locations. So 3 different shops running the same thing, using the same system, but 3 times as much. And so my role, at least with Resmark was our entire reservation system. So originally Urban Kai was small enough. We did every single rental by hand. Every single reservation was made over the phone with us in person. And so we utilized Resmark as turning all of that business to an online possibility for the customers to do on their own, and hence allowed us to grow and open a 3rd shop under Resmark. Or as we started using Resmark, we opened a 3rd location, and it allowed us to do even, like I say, I can't even quantify the amount of reservations we probably upped. It was quadruple at least in our reservations, because now it's not a phone call that someone has to answer, has to confirm, and has to take a payment over the phone. Now it's all done online, secured payment processing, and our inventory is done automatically. We're not hand writing out our receipts type of thing. So yeah, I did everything in the Resmark from product creation. I created all of the products. I made sure I worked with our rep, Candace. She has been phenomenal. I absolutely loved working with her. She kind of oversaw, I think, our I don't know what you guys call it, but our project, and knew how it ran and helped me on every step of the way, making sure, I think, some IT things got implemented feature-wise because I had requested a number of things. But yeah, she made it run to where it worked for us. It worked on the Resmark side and made everyone happy. We ran the first shop for maybe 8 years by hand. We opened the second shop for maybe a year before we were like, we need something. And so it was probably 4 years ago. I'm ballparking dates. I'm not looking at them, but ballparking about 4 years ago, we just said, we're getting too many phone calls. We're getting so many. We're not capturing all of the registrations and all of the product sales that we could. People are calling and leaving voicemails, and we just can't even at Open keep up with the voicemails from the day before wanting to book reservations. So allowing us to have the online 24/7 access for customers to make a purchase was really beneficial. I think we did look at a few different processing payment platforms, and Resmark kind of stood out because you had a lot of features that worked with us as far as it. Again, our products are an experience. Our products aren't just apparel on the rack. So the experience, it was allowing the customer to have a good checkout experience while we knew we could provide the on-water experience once they showed up. And so payment was secure, payment was smooth. Customers could input all their stuff. We have liability waivers, Florida Fish and Wildlife safety waivers. We can attach all of those and have all of our documents e-signed, which tremendously helped. Again, we were storing these on file in a Google Drive for up to a year at a time. So getting all of our files and documents and waivers e-signed made the customer happy, because now instead of filling it out every week that you rent with us, it was one time and you're good to go. It's saved on file. And for us, it was nice and easy. I could just type in an email and find their waiver attached to a reservation. It saves their info in our system. So I think we just were able to collect a lot of new data, like date of birth or things of that nature, paddle experience, things that we weren't able to ask just over the phone with, hey, do you want to book? Hey, when do you want to rent? Hey, here's the payment. There's definitely been upgrades or just feature changes and implementations for Resmark as a system. One that I can give an example that's a very easy one is we have a double kayak, so a vessel that has 2 participants, but originally a product was only kind of twofold. It was participant-based or unit-based, but a participant-based program or product was only allowed to attach 1 e-document. And for us, that was a little struggle because a double kayak has 2 people. We need 2 waivers. And in the last 2 years, I think, so within the first 2 years of us using it, I kind of voiced that. Candace noted that, talked to IT, said, hey, we went from a unit-based product to a participant-based product. That allowed a little bit smoother product transition and purchasing. And then it went from now, not only is it participant-based, now we can do multiple participants on the 1 unit or the 1 product. And so something like that made our life way smoother, way easier, less follow-up manually and more automatically done by the system, which is what everyone wants to do. So now I can go sell a lot more other things to a lot of other people and not just asking for your safety waivers. We have some locals that do, they come and paddle weekly with us, and filling out a handwritten waiver every single week was not fun for them to do when they're like, I just did this 5 days ago. But for us, it was difficult to track, so we just made everyone do one day of. So the waiver sign, ease documents, definitely made a customer a better experience. I will say once we moved to 3 locations, which has happened since using Resmark, it was very nice to the follow-up notifications and order confirmations. We can have a location where someone in the receipt on, because a lot of people are on their phone and on mobile now, they're pulling up that email for confirmation. They can just click it. Their Apple Maps or whatever app goes directly to giving them directions. So there was a lot of details like that, which again, customer service is hard to do when you're trying to relay every single thing detail oriented, like we have a dirt parking lot versus the beach parking lot versus a paid parking garage, and just all the ancillary things that go alongside making an experience top notch. Those were things that we could add on. Now with Resmark being able to automatically do all of this for us, we were able to provide that to the customer. We have started to look at, I will say, the QR codes for check-ins. We have started to look at that. It is still something we're implementing, not because it doesn't function well, but just because of our staffing. We're trying to make it work with how we staff things and how the staff could handle that. But what we have done is we've made our URL for reservations a QR code, and we've actually put them all on our windows. So now someone comes and walks up, uses their phone to scan the QR code, and it takes them directly to our rental page. So instead of 15 people walking up on a hot summer day, standing in the sun, waiting in line to be asked what their name and date of birth is, 10 people could walk up, scan a QR code, go sit in the shade, fill out the reservation on their phone and go, awesome, reservation made, walk back up to us. Because again, we're in Florida heat in the summer, putting people on the water. You're sweaty, there's sunscreen everywhere. Paper forms got a little wet and soggy here and there. And so trying to stand in line in your bathing suit with sunscreen, water, and form is not fun. And so making a smoother check-in process for walk-ups was capable because we had Resmark. We could attach Resmark's landing page to our website. It just redirects for product purchasing. It's super nice. That has been really easy for customers to reroute themselves to just say, here's the calendar of Urban Kai, what's happening. Here is the Resmark page. I can automatically sign up for one of those eco tours or something fun. So I think the landing page is nice. The cruise control has been more helpful than anything, just with the fact that they get told they're missing a payment, they get told they're missing a waiver. I set cruise control notifications for an hour before, a day before, a week before. I'm now also utilizing the new SMS texting. So now we don't only just send an email notification, we send a text that says, hey, don't forget your order's coming, your product experience is coming up in an hour. Don't forget to sign the waiver. So SMS texting really also helped. I think going back to the style of product we do is on the beach and on fun, and no one's in their laptop waiting for the reservation. So getting that text on your phone is much more convenient to be like, oh yes, let me head over to the paddleboard shop and grab my board. I will say resource management is something that I use constantly. Back to hand tracking our resources prior was just a nightmare and a headache. It's something that you can just almost never overcome unless you become AI yourself, and you can just do math like that. And so now with 3 locations, it was just impossible for someone to manually do. So resource management has been really helpful, at least for my side, where our business is weather-based. On a bad weather day, on a bad rainy lightning day, we're going to close the shop for the day. And instead of me trying to manipulate one line by line by line, now I can just go into resource management, zero out the resources for the day and go, no one can make a rental online. We can refund, we can reschedule, we can resend order confirmations all in a click of a button, and makes my head not drown with the rain for 5 hours, and now it only takes about 30 minutes. The transition was actually super smooth as far as Candace training, It was straightforward in the beginning. Rental, 1 hour, single kayak. Product was set for however many hours of the day, whichever days of the week. So it was really nice when, if there was an issue, which a lot of them were user error, customers just saying, this isn't working. And I'm like, you're choosing the wrong day, bud. And they're like, oh yeah, that's right. But as far as, hey, in real time, something's not working or we're just not aware, what can we do? They have been directed in for the last couple of years. They just email support at Resmark and they get answered immediately right away. They're able to then on Resmark's side make the edits and adjustments internally that my staff may not be trained to do. The first thing I would say, do it. Don't hesitate. Make the change. Resmark has made our life way easier and smoother. The program and software itself has made a tremendous amount of benefit to our customers' experience and to our staffing's experience on payroll. Their shifts are now much easier and much smoother, and the customers are able to go twice as many, twice as more, and twice as quick. And so that part of it, amazing. And as far as the support on the Resmark side, again, I can't say enough good things about Candace specifically, and then the Resmark reps that are on the other line 24/7. Not sure who they are, but those reps are super helpful. Resmark has made it possible for us to monitor and maintain the business we do.